What's going on, guys? It's Chandler here at the channel. Come back to you guys again with another video. Today I've received a new holster, and it is nothing really new or different that you've seen here on the channel. It is a TRex Arms Ragnarok holster that I've got for my HK VP9, although it is a little different because this one can bear a light. So what we're going to do today is not go over a review of the holster. We've already got that here on the channel, but instead we're going to be going over how to swap out your QLS Fork hardware onto a new drilled holster like the TRex Arms Ragnarok that is ready to accept it. Okay, so here we are with a few different things on the overhead that we may need when going through this process. Obviously, you've got VP9, which of course is clear. I recently got a TLR1HL to put on this bad boy that I've used as a nightstand gun. I like this light quite a bit, so what I did is I decided for my range belt I'd do the same thing, and I have an existing TRex Arms Ragnarok here in multicam black, but we are going to swap that out and put the QLS Fork system and adjust the retention on this new Ragnarok, which of course is light bearing for this TLR1HL. So what comes with the Ragnarok is of course the holster itself and the shell, and then TRex Arms sends you some new mounting hardware that will be used to mount the holster itself to the fork. So this will replace all the hardware that's been in here. What we're going to do first, however, because it'll be easier to do now than when it's on the holster, is we are going to adjust the retention that I want for my VP9 beforehand, because right now it's a little loose for my liking. So what I'm going to do is go to the retention screw, which on a Ragnarok I believe is this screw right here, and take that and tighten that up to whatever your liking may be. And that feels like it should be pretty good to go. Good to go. So once you got your retention where you want it, we'll go ahead and uninstall our hardware from this fork. I'll fast forward through this so that way we'll get to the reinstallation with the new hardware. We're gonna get that, or get our other ones, and the same thing, you know, make sure that when you install it, that you install the lifted side that is going to be against your holster, so that way it clicks in and it will mount exactly like so. Lifted part on the Kydex goes against the lifted part on the clip, and this will just sit on the UBL mid-ride that I've got on my TRex Arms Orion range belt. So this is the fork mount that you mount to the mid-ride that you put on your range belt. So what you have at this point, of course, is your old hardware and your new hardware. You can look through and it has all the hardware that you need for a new install. You can also reuse your other hardware, so if you want to reuse it and reinstall, go ahead. However, I'm just going to use the one that they sent, and then I'm also going to use some blue Loctite on that to make sure it stays secure. So remember, you want the lifted sides together. It's going to line up like so. A big thing to note as well is these rubber washers do not go on the inside here, because if they do, there is a recessed area that makes you think they might. But if you put them there, it's going to prevent easy holstering of your gun against the Kydex. So if you put them on the inside, it won't behave as it's meant to be. All you want to put on the inside is these, basically the anchor point for the screw from the other side. So we will go ahead, and what we do, just stick them through the opposite side. Then if you want, put the rubber washer between, but what that does is this allows the rubber washer will basically keep that held in place for you, and you won't have to worry about it. So I'm going to go ahead and set up each one of those three as I've got that there. So again, take the anchor, put it through the inside of the holster to the outside of the holster, and take that rubber washer and put it around it as such. Depending on your holster and how you like it, you can use the bottom one. You can use, as you can see, it lines up with that middle one there. I usually go to the bottom, and then I can have a cant on my holster, but it comes down to personal preference. This last one here can be a little tricky, so just take your time on it, line it up, and there it is, and then stick that through there, and you've got all three ready to mount to the fork. From there, take your fork and line it up how you please. As you can see, it lines up well with the bottom and those two. All I'm going to do is one by one, take my blue Loctite, run that little thread locker on that side. And it takes a bit for this to set up sometimes. And then once you got that, stick it back on your driver, get there, line it up, and then so get that in there and secure it loosely so you can still move that cant. Then you're just going to want to do the same with the others. And then once it starts to take, what you can do at that point is get this to how you want it adjusted. And how I usually do is I have this front swing as far forward as I can. So after you get that secured, and you may have to hold this in place while you're doing that, is just to make sure that you're good and it's tightened and it doesn't move on you, because sometimes they can. You just got to be careful. And you don't have to over torque it, obviously, because this is a piece of plastic against a piece of plastic with a rubber washer in between. You just want to make sure that when you look down through your holster and you've got it tightened up and you've got it tightened on the other side, is when you holster that bad boy, it's good to go. And it is fine. But other than that, that's going to about do it for this video, guys. Tell us what you think about the TRex Arms Ragnarok, as well as the Safariland QLS Fork system. We like it a lot. I've got a couple holsters it's set up on for my 1911 and of course the VP9 you just saw. And it allows at the range a really flexible option that we like to have. In that case, if you need to swap firearms real quick, all you have to do is unbuckle one and then buckle a new one right back on. It's a great system. We like it a lot, and it doesn't add too much bulk to your range belt. It especially helps a lot if you have a lot of pistols that you practice with. If you like what we're doing on the channel, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Drop a comment down below, and as always, we will try to get back to you as soon as possible. We like the community feedback, and we enjoy answering your questions. Other than that, I really look forward to taking this new Ragnarok out to the range and testing it as well, even though we already have tested and we love the TRex Arms Ragnarok in general, as I believe every single one of us here on the channel have one. It's just a very good belt holster to have, and it's very modular with what you can mount it to. As always, this has been Chandler with Range Day, where every day is range day. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.